Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and today we're going to talk about and review the most recent 2023 home buyer survey. And you guys are going to be probably just like me, absolutely blown away from the results of this survey. Essentially, almost every single person that purchased in 2023 has buyer's remorse, and for the absolute worst reason. And I really hope you guys pay attention to this video, because if you don't want to listen to me, if you don't want to listen to realtors, the bulls or the bears, for the love of all that's holy, please listen to the people that have already purchased during 2023. And again, you guys, this information that we're going to review today, absolutely mind-blowing. And why are so many people having remorse? Well, I'll tell you right now, essentially because things right now, as far as unaffordability and as far as price, is just not sustainable. Nothing about what's going on right now is normal. So the normalization of this unaffordability is an absolute joke. And as more and more people purchase and have regret, it's only going to be a matter of time before defaults start to skyrocket. And one of the major things that's propping up this economy right now is the fact that consumers, for the most part, haven't really got in default yet. Even though we have a massive eviction crisis, credit card crisis, auto loan crisis, that hasn't really hit homeowners yet. Now, this is going to be a Cleaver article. It will be listed in my description if you guys want to come back here and really dig into why these people have so much regret, because I'm only going to cover so much. And the very interesting thing about this survey is it also covers sellers. Sellers have an overwhelming amount of regret selling as well. In fact, the selling regret right now is worse than the buyer's regret. Mind blown. Let's take a look. Now, the name of this article is American Home Buyer and Seller Report 2023 edition. If you guys can, as I'm going through this, please, if you guys can, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment below, you guys. I would absolutely love to hear from you. I want to start with some general statistics, and then we'll break down exactly why these people have the regret. But the first statistic is nearly all recent buyers, 93%, a shocking, how is this possible? 93% say the real estate market impacted their home buying experience compared to 88% in 2022. In other words, the buyer's remorse is getting worse. A majority of Americans think it's a bad time to sell a home, 51%, and an even worse time to buy. So the fact that people think it's a bad time to sell kind of blows my mind. I understand it though, because they're asking themselves, if I sell, what am I going to do? My answer would be, well, go rent and wait this out and cash in on the mega equity you have. I think it's, to be honest with you, I still think it's a great time to sell. Again, depending on what you're going to do after. Now, the average buyer spent 23% more on their home than the national average price of $516,000, and 31% more than the $500,000 they paid in 2022. So people are buying like maniacs right now. This is a lot of emotional buying, and we're going to see that as we go on through this report. A majority of recent homeowners, 58%, say they overpaid for their home. And I think that's tainted. I think that should be 100%. The fact it's only 58% tells me people aren't fully awake. More than half of home buyers, 56%, have felt in over their head financially since purchasing their home, and that is vital. Again, immediately after these people are purchasing, over half of them feel like they can't even financially afford the house. And I call that being married or shackled to your house payment. That happened to me, so I understand the feeling, and that's what these people, the purchasers, not all, most of the purchasers in 2023 are going through. More than 1 in 4 recent home buyers say their overall financial situation has deteriorated, 27%, and their debt burden, 29%, has gotten worse since purchasing a home. And that's another thing, you guys. things are getting worse. If you purchase right now, expect it to be even harder. And again, we have quantitative tightening. The money supply is being burned at the fastest rate since the Great Depression. We have massive yield curve inversion. We have a flight to safety from more than half of the market. Why are these people going out? The only way you can buy real estate right now and have it make sense is to purchase emotionally, because there is no great fundamentals here. There's no practicality. Listen to this. While paying for their home, about half of home buyers, or 56%, have taken out additional debt to maintain their lifestyle. And that's what I've been trying to tell you guys. These people that bought before 2022, they're going to cash in. Homeowners are struggling just like renters right now. But the people that just purchased, they can't cash in because they don't have equity. So they're jumping into boiling water. You guys, this boiling water, these frogs are just leaping to their death. This is insane. The percentage of homeowners who said buying a home was more difficult than expected increased from 30% to 44% in 2023. So hopefully, maybe that's a sign of credit tightening. I doubt it though. Nearly all recent home buyers, 93%, compromised on their priorities compared to 80% in 2022. Absolutely shocking to me. About 93% of home buyers and 95% of home sellers have regret. That's right, you guys. 95% of sellers somehow have regret. We'll take a look at that in a minute. The percentage of homes that sold with 1 month decreased by half. A majority of sellers, 57%, made less than $50,000 on their home, and 1 in 14, or 7%, actually lost money or broke even. And I want you guys to think about that. If you don't have equity in your house, you're going to lose money, whether you refinance or you sell. Now, this is very revealing to me. Let me read this to you guys. Nearly 2 in 3 homeowners have struggled to pay their mortgage since purchasing a home. Owning a home is considered an important part of the American emotion. The American dream. But many homeowners have realized it isn't the key to happiness. It's just another source of stress. I hope you guys remember that last sentence. Approximately 59% of recent home buyers, including 66% of first-time buyers, say buying a home was more stressful than they expected. Unfortunately, enduring the stress didn't translate into future happiness for a majority of buyers. And I keep trying to tell you guys that this process is super emotional and it's super stressful and it absolutely sucks. But one thing you should not be doing is buying a house if you cannot comfortably afford it, because there are so many unexpected costs of home ownership. Now, this survey is asking which of the following has gotten worse since purchasing the home. Now, 29% of people said their debt situation has got worse. 27% of people says their financial situation. 20% of people saying their happiness has got worse. 19% of people said their relationship has got worse. So you guys really want to gamble on this? I mean, seriously. Do you guys really want to gamble on buying a house in 2023? Purchasing a home was way harder than expected for nearly half of home buyers. And generally what I see happen as a professional in this industry, the more and more someone gets burnt out as a buyer, the more they give up and just let the professionals do their thinking for them. And that is a costly mistake. When the survey asked them why was buying a home harder than expected, 45% of people said it exceeded their budget. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. Most of these home buyers right now are overextended and pushing their qualification to the absolute maximum, which means if anything changes in their life whatsoever, these people, unfortunately, they're dead in the water. And that's how the foreclosure crisis starts. And the foreclosure crisis may not start for 2-3 years, but the fact is it's going to start because these people are chained to their house. Now, the second reason is, or 42% said higher interest rates. 42% people also said homes are too expensive. 38% too much competition. 35% negotiating. 32% said struggling. So 32% of the homeowners purchased a house while they were struggling financially. Think about the foundation of our housing market for a second. Think about how our housing market is built on a bed of lies. It is a house of cards that is going to be blown down just as soon as the Federal Reserve blows it down. The survey goes on, 93% of recent homebuyers compromised on their priorities. Now, most of the compromises were the commute, the location, affordability, normal things like that. But most of it was location. So what that tells us is most people, probably 1/3 of homeowners, had to settle. Why would you buy a drastically overpriced house in the face of the almost the worst affordability in history and settle on it? To me, that makes no logical sense. Now, the important one, nearly all recent homebuyers have regrets. And I'm telling you guys, if you're on the sidelines, if you're going crazy, if you're about to budge and go buy right now, listen to what these people are saying. 93% of recent homebuyers have regrets about their home buying experience in 2023. Let's scroll down here and let's see what type of regret. Why are these people regretting it? Now, the number one reason people are regretting a home is the home requires too much maintenance. So that tells me they're buying junk homes and they're settling. So these home buyers, the number one thing is what I'm seeing here is they're settling. Now, the number two thing is 30% of people said they bought it too quickly. So now what I see here is people are rushing out to buy junk houses. Is that how you guys read that? Now, the third thing, 28% of people said they spent too much money. Another 28% of people said their interest rate was too high. So let's reiterate what I just read. So most home buyers right now are rushing out to buy overpriced houses that they cannot afford, and they are settling on a house. And my question to these people would be, why? The next one is I bought a fixer up. So 26% of people said bought a fixer up. That probably goes into home maintenance. 23% of people said they were pressured into making an offer. 1 out of 4 home buyers that were surveyed said they felt pressured to make an offer. That should tell you guys the reality of the situation when it comes to realtors. Not all realtors, but most realtors are absolute clowns, and they are dishonest, and they will take their commission over putting you in a good situation. It's their job to sell you a house, not to tell you you shouldn't buy. And what I found really crazy about the survey is how it goes into the seller's regrets. Now, 1 out of 3 sellers were not satisfied with the profit that they made from the sell. And when I read that, to me, the first thing I think is that's how unaffordable America is right now. That's how unsustainable America is right now. Even a homeowner that cashes in $50,000, $60,000, it's not enough for them to live. Shocking, you guys. But again, 1 in 3 sellers. The most shocking thing of all on the survey is that 95% of sellers regret some aspect of selling their home. What? You guys start to see the problem here? I mean, every single person right now is suffering. So I'm not going to jump into the toxic boiling water. No, thank you. I'm going to wait this out, let the Federal Reserve continue to do their job. And when I buy, I am not going to be one of these people that have regrets. Now let's read a little bit about why sellers have regrets. Today, sellers have to compromise to make deals happen, but doing so often leads to regret. About 95% of sellers have regret about their home selling experience. That's up from 90% in 2022. The most common regret is paying too much realtor commission. And again, I didn't say that. The people that use realtors said that. The number one reason for regret for sellers, again, 28%, is the cost of commission. And roughly it takes 8% to sell your house. 6% goes typically to realtors, 3% to the buyer's realtor, 3% to the seller's realtor, and about 2% in junk fees. And I've been sitting here this entire time saying realtors make too much money. 1/3 of these people would agree. The number 2 reason is I made too many concessions. 26% say that. Number 3 is sitting at my home sat on the market too long. I mean, like, get over that. It is what it is. Now, when all is said and done, I'm also on the sideline, you guys. I'm locked out of the housing market myself. And one thing that will not happen is absolutely no one in this world is going to convince me or bully me or push or force me into purchasing the largest financial transaction of my life. And let me tell you guys my strategy. What I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm not going to settle. I might pay a little bit above value for a house, a little tiny bit, but if it's something I absolutely love, the fact that people are being pressured and rushed to buy overvalued houses that are trash that they have to settle on tells me the sustainability of the housing market, you guys, is going to be even worse until finally it breaks and we start the reset process. If you want to buy, go ahead and buy. You don't have to listen to me, but I would caution you, please listen to the families and the people that have bought already. Now, other than that, guys, I really hope you guys got some new insights, value, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.